Hi, everybody. My name is Mrs. Annette Law, and on this live today, it's going to be a question and answer session. So, if you have any relationship questions, you can go ahead and drop them in the comment. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, I'm not saying I know everything, but whatever I know, we are going to hear, okay, whatever solution I have, because I have come to realize that relationships are unique. No two relationship is the same, okay? No two relationships are the same. What may works for A might not work for B. All right, so relationship advice is not one shoe fit all or one size fit all. All right. That's why you have to be very careful what kind of advice you bring into your relationship. There are a lot of things to take into consideration when you are picking up relationship advice from social media, from wherever, because every relationship is unique. Every relationship has unique challenges. Okay. So, like I said, I am going to be answering a question. And the reason why this question came about was because of this young lady. She is 38 years old and she has been married for 19 years and she has five kids. In those 19 years of marriage, this lady has been the sole provider at home financially. Okay? She has been the one taking care of the home, running errands that has to do with finance. However, after 19 years of doing that, she's tired and she's looking for a means of escape. However, on the flip side, she doesn't want to divorce her husband. Reason being that her husband is very respectful, her husband is very humble, her husband is loving, caring, but that aspect of finance is like a burden on her spirit. She feels like it's so heavy on her. I know some of you might be thinking, but she has been doing that for 19 years. Why not just continue? Why now? All right, I get the point, right? Now, before I give like possible, solutions in this situation, since the lady has said she doesn't want to divorce her husband. Now, I want us to look at it on the flip side. Had it been that this man was the one providing for his family for 19 years financially, with the lady being respectful and humble, even if it's for 40 years, this man would have been so happy that he is being able to take care of his family, especially in the financial aspect, right? Yes, that is a fact. This man would have been happy to do that, to take care of his family. However, that's not the situation. So, when I first of all listen to this situation, the first thing I ask myself is, wow, why would a woman feel this way? Is it because that is who she is as a person, as a woman? Is it that providing is not really a woman's thing? Those are some of the questions that started coming out of my thought, right? That's why she feels tired. She feels abandoned. And she says each time she hears other women sharing how their husbands are helping them financially, she just feels like, just giving up or something, because that's not her situation. She wish that she were in these other women's shoe, these other women's position, but that is not where she finds herself. And again, this lady is an African who lives in Africa. And we know about the culture, right? She says because of her culture, it is prohibited for her to voice out what is going on in her household. Basically, what she's saying is people are not aware that she is the one that has been running things for 19 years and she doesn't want to voice it out. And so she finds herself in a place where she has no one else to vent to. And that is why sometimes platforms like this really helps people to vent. Because the truth is that in life, just really helps people to vent. Because the truth is that in life, just being, oh, someone was trying to call me. Okay. It is very important to vent, to have a place to vent, right? And also, that's why I'm creating this platform. I will be going live on TikTok, okay? Where you can be able to ask any relationship questions. If you don't want to show your face, that's fine. If you want to show your face, that's okay. But the main thing is that you should have some kind of direction on how you can solve your problems. Now, let's go to suggested solutions. But before going to solutions, right, let's try to find out some of the reasons why the man might not want to work. Because she said the man doesn't even want to try. So he's like, he doesn't want to do anything. It's not like they're not, he doesn't want to do anything. All right, this might be the situation in that household, okay? Or in any other household. Like I said, over the years, I have studied a lot of relationship, a lot of um a lot of courses. I've taken a lot of courses that has to do with relationship, with marriage. All right. If they were giving PhD in relationship, I would have gotten a PhD plus a professor, whatever degree it is when it comes to relationship. Okay. I have invested tens and thousands of dollars in my relationship to study things that will help my relationship. Because one thing I do believe is that wisdom holds a house. It is wisdom that holds a house. All right. So a good relationship does not just come by, by mistake or by luck. It takes intentional working on this relationship. Okay. So it's just like you want to be rich in something. It could be in finance. You have to work to see that you become rich. The same with relationship. If you want to have a good relationship, you have to invest, you have to work to see that your relationship is what you want. So I've done that over the years with my relationship. And I'm not where I want to be yet, but at least I'm not where I used to be. Okay. So the important thing is that every day you keep working, you keep progressing. That's what is important. And sometimes it's okay to take a break and ask questions, because there's this quote that says that um, a wise person is not known by the responses they give, but by the questions they ask. Okay, because when you ask intelligent questions, it means it shows your level of intelligence. Okay, so now let's go back to see why this man might not be working, or he might not want to work. Number one, maybe he has a very controlling wife, a wife that want to do everything. I mean, like everything. The wife want to provide, the wife want to lead, the wife don't want to listen to anything. She want to be the boss. And there are some men that will just give her the opportunity to be the boss, while he sits quietly and watch you suffer. Because the truth is that it is not in our place as women to lead over the men we are with in our relationship. Unless you're with, I don't know, you have to give the man the opportunity to lead. Okay? So that's one possibility. Maybe you want to control everything, and he's like, okay, even though physically you look like the woman, the man, no, you are actually the man, and your husband is like the woman. So what you were supposed to be doing, which is like the being humble, being respectful, being calm, being a good wife, he is being all of that in a man. And then what he was supposed to be, the provider, the energy, the family leader, and everything, that's what you are doing. But now see where you find yourself. You feel tired, you feel weary. You have a good man, like you said, but you feel tired. That's because you're not walking in who you are. That's because you are out of line with who you are as a female. You are out of line with who you are as a female. Sometimes we can be out of line temporarily due to some situations, but when we go out of line for so long, it starts affecting your mental state. Because something in you tells you this is not how things should be. Okay? That is one instance you're over controlling. So, with this instance, with situations like this is what I suggest that you might start doing. Okay? With situations like this is what I suggest that you might start doing. Okay? So with situations like this is what I suggest you have to start doing. Okay, first, you have to find out from your husband what are some of the dreams and goals he has always aspired to do or to achieve. Okay, and you give him your full support to see that he goes through with those goals, with those vision. You give him your full support. So start supporting his ideas, start encouraging his ideas, build his confidence. I'm even surprised when you say he's so calm, he's so nice, and yet he's doing nothing. Trust me, many men who, or when they are not doing anything, they are at their worst behavior. Trust me. Because a man mostly feels good about himself when he is at least contributing to something that can complement or that can add up to the finances of that household. Okay, you might be let's say maybe the owner of the business that you, the wife, you're working in. Okay, the man can be the owner of the business. So whatever money you're making as the woman, It's under that business that the man owns. He's the boss of the business. Okay. Maybe he gives you like a department in that business, why he runs other departments in that business. All right. So now you're bringing in finances. He too is doing something at the end. He's also bringing in finances. All you guys are working in the same business, and whatever comes in is coming into your home. Okay? So there is no way that a real masculine man will be comfortable to sit for 19 years without contributing to the finances of his household and be on his best behavior. There is no way. Maybe you have completely made this man to not even realize that he is a man by your actions, such that he's a man, but it's like he's living as a female and he has just accepted that as his fate. And that's horrible. So if you're being controlling, it's time for you to support his vision. It's time for you to support his ideas. Okay? Or if you have yeah, just support his ideas, his vision, encourage him to do something. If you hurt him, apologize, because every man want to work for his family. Every man want to contribute to his family. So maybe you've hurt him so bad, or you made him to lose confidence in ever trying. All right, so that's one aspect, because you're over controlling. So stop being controlling and try to see how you can support his ideas and make amends with your behavior. Okay. And then number two reasons, or the second reason why a man might not want to work, it might be that he's just a lazy man. you know some men are lazy, some men are really lazy. People are lazy, they don't want to do anything. They don't want to do anything. And such men, there are a lot of them that are still living in their father's compound, eating their mother's food, even in their 40s, their 50s. There are men like that. But maybe you got married to one and he is living with you, but he is still those kind of men, but now living with his wife and deliberately just being lazy because he found a hardworking wife that cannot just sit by and watch things crumble. And if that's the case, I don't know. Maybe you just have to go through it as your fate, because you said you're happy with his behavior. You know, he is all what you want in a man, but the financial aspect, and you are providing the financial aspect. But when you see other women being happy that their husbands are providing for them, then you start feeling like, oh my God, I wish that was me. You don't know how those other women's husbands behave. You don't know what they are going through in their relationship, because there are many wives that even though their husbands are providing, they are still not satisfied. Some of them still end up, you know, saying that this relationship is not for them, in spite of their husbands being good provider financially. And that is why I say every relationship is unique. So if you have a man who is just a lazy man, but he's trying to make up for his laziness by being a good man or being everything that you want in a man, then maybe it's just your fate and you have to take it that way, and you have to avoid comparing your relationship with other people's relationship, okay? Because every relationship is unique, every relationship is different, okay? So I hope that if you come across this video, or anybody that is going through a similar situation, if you come across this video, I hope that it's really going to help you Okay, I hope it's really going to help you, make you understand, and that every relationship is unique. Do not compare your husband with anybody else. Do not compare your relationship. So pick from these two advice. The first, check yourself. Am I controlling? Am I not supportive to my husband such that he has just lost hope in trying to even do anything for his family? He has lost who he is. He doesn't even know if he's a man or not. So you need to find, if that's you, then make amends, man, apologize, and start working on a new path, and make sure that um you want to make sure that you start supporting his ideas, or maybe there's some things that he has been wanting to do and you have been holding him down. Start supporting him so that he can become the man you want, plus having the finances. Okay, if that is going to make you happy. Or you just accept who he is. At least he's a good husband. Maybe it's you're happy, and then you stop comparing your relationship with other women, and just be happy with the life that you chose for yourself and your children. Okay, so guys, I hope this video did inspire somebody. So if I have any question, or if I see something that I'm concerned about or that I want to talk about that can help one or two relationships, I will definitely go live on TikTok. Okay, so thank you all so much for watching, and you can follow me on TikTok. I'm going to be posting this video on Facebook. So my TikTok name is Mrs. Annette Law. You can follow me on TikTok so you can get notified whenever I go live. All right, enjoy the rest of your day and remain blessed. Ciao.